Greetings and salutations, this is Imperator Vespasian and his trusty sidekick.
Hello.
This is our forward observation unit. It's not that good at the moment because I haven't given them a radio yet, but don't worry, that is all in hand. I'm going to be issuing all my troops with radios and field telephones. I have some. I'm going to be sticking to the bases. When I get around to it, I'm going to give this guy a nice little radio to carry on his back. When I get around to it, I'm going to be doing the same with all my bolt action stuff. But at the moment, they're just the figures as they are. I haven't got to modify them yet. So this is a forward observation unit, a FOO. Yeah, what are your opinions on FOO?
Well, it's forward observational.
Yeah, what's your opinion on it?
Well, I like it because these are the ones who can do artillery, correct?
Yes.
That's why I like it. Unless when you roll one and it goes to the enemy and bomb you. But I like it because you don't have to buy artillery. You just buy him and you can bomb a certain target and it has a good blast radius.
Yeah, so really, FOO's great. You just roll your damage. Unfortunately, if you do roll a 1,
You screw up.
your enemy gets to drop it on you instead.
Yeah.
Which can be interesting when he does it to me. So it does have the barrage special rule, which means they can bring down an artillery barrage simply by contacting home base and asking for a barrage. They use this to do this by radio or phone, and that's basically what they do. As with all Japanese units, they're fanatic, which is a bit silly for a unit this size, but it still is. And it will put you back 100 points for a regular or 115 for veteran. Now, would you spend an extra 15 points to make it veteran?
No.
No, I don't think so either.
Because in the end of the day, they're exactly the same.
Yeah, you see, if you have a veteran, you see, I don't spend points on I don't spend large amounts of points on arbitrary support units because they're less likely to come into fire than the infantry. So you want to spend a lot of points in the infantry making a veteran, giving them 5+ save, so 5+ to kill. But you lose that ability. You lose that 1 point under fire with this by saving yourself 15 points. However, that means that you've got 15 points to spend on something else, and what are the chances of your forward observation team being deliberately targeted by the enemy? After all, it's only a one-shot thing. Is it really worth wasting your ordnance trying to take this guy out?
Aha, but the Japanese version is fanatic.
Yeah, he's fanatic, and they can actually fight as normal soldiers. So once you've fired your artillery, you then become soldiers.
Yeah.
Whereas most forward observers, once they've fired their artillery, they're pretty much useless. They just become a pair of rifles or pistols.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you got the officer with his Nambu pistol and the guy with Arisaka rifle, and they're just running around taking pot shots at people. And they used to be famous on the radio and everything. So yeah, that can be useful. Basically everyone in the Japanese army is a soldier. Unlike most armies where huge amounts of people are actually not soldiers, they're pen pushers and typists and all the rest of it. And although you do get all that sort of clerical stuff in the Japanese army, they're all actually soldiers as well. So, yeah. They all fight in the end.
Yeah, in the end, they've all tasted battle.
Yeah, like all the Japanese aircrew who were turned into soldiers, foot infantry, which seems like a waste, but you're at war. So tactically, I'll do my tactic first, shall I? Because you usually go first, don't you? I'll go mine. Right, I do like artillery observers because you can actually use them as spotters as well. So you can sort of relay them as spotters.
So when I have my Russian make a go away gun, I have an observer in the church tower who spotted the enemy out for me, so they weren't in direct fire.
Yeah, so basically he could fire his massive super make it go away cannon, which is what he calls it, using an observer team. So that's very useful. Handy. Did you actually use that as artillery at all that game? I don't think you did you?
What for? Which one?
You just used him as an observer the whole game.
Yeah. I was too scared to use my artillery barrage thing.
Because what I've done to you,
Because
to me.
you would blow the living hell out of me from left. So I was like, nah, I'll lay off.
You had too many troops near my troops to risk using your artillery, didn't you?
So it would turn to blast radius,
Yeah.
everyone being hit.
Because everyone gets D3 pins or D6 pins, depending on how close you are. Yeah. So it would have pinned your units as well.
I mean, if it smack onto you, you're dead.
Yeah,
But
it's the troops on the outside which, if your troops are too close, then you can't really use it. So yeah, that is a downside to using off-board artillery. So if you bring off-board artillery on, you can end up... Yeah, especially if you're playing a game like Japanese, because the Japanese tend to be really close to the enemy because they want to get into combat. So you tend to be bringing artillery down on your own troops. So yeah, good point.
So either way, even as Japanese, if they get your bomb, they're still going to hit themselves.
Yeah, because the troops are so close. Yeah, good point. I didn't actually think about that straight away. I did wonder why you hadn't used it, but of course that's why. And I didn't think that through. I should have automatically known that as a military genius that I am.
Not night times. And now it is sleepy most for you.
Sleepy time. So yes, that's both our tactics. There's nothing else to really discuss, is there?
It's sniper. Not really, just kidding.
Japanese artillery was usually 105s. They did have 70mm infantry artillery pieces, but they're really close support rather than long-range artillery, so you'd have 105mm guns, so it's pretty effective. Although they did tend to have less actual powder in the shot. Did you know that?
No.
No, that's why the plane bombs are slightly bigger than normal plane bombs, because the powder's not as good, so they made the bombs bigger so they were the same effect as Western artillery. Just an interesting point.
But it looks scary.
Well, a lot harder to carry around, and you can carry less of them on your plane if you're going to be dropping bombs on people, but generally, yeah. So that's it. That's not really a lot to discuss with a forward observation unit. It's just really showing the figure off and saying what we're doing. So
what it does.
Yeah, that's it. So right, that's it. End of the video.
Never roll one.
Never roll one ever.
Nice.
Do your talk a bit.
So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and comment down below what you think of the forward observation unit. That's everything from me.
And that's everything from him. Good day.